Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Kelsey. Today I am showing you the second grade Math with Confidence. Look inside, I have the instructor guide and the student workbook right here. I am not even in the slightest bit camera ready, so you're gonna see my talking hands today. So if you have never heard of Math with Confidence, this is a math program that has come out in recent years by Kate Snow. I actually have a video on my channel where I show you the 5th grade brief look inside. I hope to go a little bit more in depth today with this one, but I will link that right up here in the corner so that you can check that out. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So here is our table of contents. Unit 1 starts with review. Unit 2 is addition, facts, and word problems. Unit 3, numbers to 200. Unit 4, subtraction, facts, and word problems. Unit 5, graphs. Unit 6, mental addition to 100. And Unit 7, time. Unit 8, we are doing mental subtraction to 100. Unit 9 is length. Unit 10 is written addition to 200. Unit 11 is geometry and fractions. Unit 12 is written subtraction to 200. Unit 13 is numbers to 1000. Unit 14 is addition and subtraction to 1000. And then we have some helpful resources that we are going to go over together. So when you first get into your book, it will be talking about what Math with Confidence is, how it is scripted, open and go. It has clear goals, it has clear explanations for everything, and it has checkpoints, which is part of why I love it. So the goals of Math with Confidence 2nd grade are deep conceptual understanding, which is why this math curriculum is so phenomenal to me. Proficiency with fundamental skills, positive attitude, overview units. It's divided into weeks. There's 2 types of lessons. It gives you like what the bold, italic, and highlighted texts are all about. The core lessons, the warm-up, the hands-on, the workbook pages, enrichment lessons, picture books, pacing and checkpoints, all of the good stuff that you would need to know is going to tell you right here in the first bit. It's also going to tell you how to create your math kit. So if you have looked into math kit curriculums that are very costly, it's generally because they come with a math kit. So this one, for basically kindergarten through 2nd grade, you are using a lot of the similar things. So for 2nd grade this year, you are going to be using some base 10 blocks, which we already have. These were purchased on Amazon. Sorry, it's probably upside down. Which we purchased on Amazon. You're going to need some type of counters. We have 2 sets of playing cards. A ruler that my daughter decided to draw on. A clock with hands. Paper money and coins. Things that you could get off of Amazon, or there's even if you go to Rainbow Resource and you own purchases from Rainbow Resource, which I have found to be the cheapest price, by the way. They actually have a kit that you can purchase. So that is where I got the money. A lot of the other stuff came just from purchasing different things over the years, or the majority of it in recent years came from our old version of The Good and the Beautiful Math. So that is what you need. Also, they have you put a lot of this in a binder with page protectors to put the Blackline Masters. So the Blackline Masters are going to be these back here, like your part total mat. We'll go over that in just a minute. Other supplies that you might need, sometimes they'll have you throw a toy back and forth and things like that. Just things that you probably already have lying around the house. So in Unit 1, as I said, you'll be doing review. You'll be reviewing addition, numbers to 20. And so here, let's look at a new lesson. So for week 2, at the beginning of every new week, they're going to have a page that will kind of talk to the parent about what you're going to be doing, what each lesson is going to be going over, and different things like that. So at the very top here, you have your warm-up. So you're going to be counting by twos. So this one, you are having your child, you're putting about 30 or 40 counters on the table, and your child will be counting by twos with the counters. You will practice memory work, and by doing that, you will be practicing what do we call the result when we add numbers together? The sum. What do we call the result when we subtract a number from one another? The difference. And then secretly choose a number between 1 and 100. I'm thinking of a number that's greater than a 1 and less than 100. Have your child guess your number. After each guess, tell whether your secret number is more or less, and that is comparing numbers. And it will tell you your purpose of your warm-ups and what materials you will need. For the activities, you will learn the meaning of the greater than and less than signs, 2 toothpicks, narrow strips of paper or crayons. You're also going to be comparing numbers with the greater than, less than, and equal signs. And then your workbook pages, it will tell you which pages you need and what you will be doing in your workbook pages. So you will do your warm-up, which takes, honestly, sometimes it takes 5 minutes, sometimes it takes less than 5 minutes. Our problem with the warm-up is that my son finds these activities extremely fun and wants to keep going sometimes, and so sometimes we do, and sometimes I'm like, okay, well, we'll do that in a little bit. Let's go ahead and move on. So he really enjoys a lot of the warm-up activities. Then you are doing your activities. Again, the teaching portion does not take a whole lot of time, maybe 10 minutes. So you're just doing the different things which you're writing. Usually what you're saying is in the bold, and then what you're going to be doing, like write both statements in words on a piece of paper. I prefer to use a whiteboard just so I don't have a lot of extra paper and things like that. It also has these like highlighted boxes that will just give a little bit of extra information. So if your child is struggling with an area, or this one says children often love the alligator image and find it helpful, which my son does find it helpful. I think with my oldest, when we use the Good and the Beautiful old version of their math, we use like the shark or something like that. But they did find that extremely helpful. And then you have your workbook down here, and it tells you which pages you will need. So that is essentially what a lesson does. So I'm just gonna flip through this a little bit. If you need, I'm gonna go a little bit quickly, but if you need to, feel free to pause. Let me show you what this is really quickly. So not every time, but in most lessons, you will have some type of game or something like that. So you will get your game board, usually from the student workbook, or if it's a black line master, it will be in the back of your book. And you want to hold on to these, as it said, put it in a page protector or laminate it, because you're usually going to use it again. So they also have online, I will show you here in a bit, where you can go to find the extra pages, like the extra black line masters, the extra hands-on manipulatives in case. So we'll get to all that, but that is coming. So on the last day of the week, so this is technically a 4-day-a-week program, and then they have an optional enrichment and review. So we homeschool 5 days a week, or 4 days a week, and our 5th day is enrichment, review, games, that kind of stuff. So this is perfect for our homeschool. So you will be doing warm-ups. You can incorporate picture books for that lesson that you just did. There's enrichment activities, and they're really a lot of fun, and it's just supposed to be kind of laid back, casual, where kids aren't even supposed to realize that they're learning type of thing. And then at the very end, you have all of your answer keys for your workbook pages. So I wanted to show you, let me get to it. So when you get to the end of a unit, you will see this unit whatever checkpoint, right? So this is great because it'll say, is your child ready to move on? And if they're not ready to move on, if they need more practice, it will tell you what they need to get more practice. So it might say, play this game again, or play this game again, or sometimes it'll say, you know, mastery will come with more experience and things like that. So this really gives you, without it being like a test, it gives you that assurance, like, yes, either my child has mastered this, or yes, they definitely need more practice, or what can I do to get them where they need to be. So that is essentially what it is every single day. Obviously the information changes. Now a lot of people, I don't want to give like a full review of my Math with Confidence. I haven't been using it long enough to give a full review anyways. I wouldn't feel responsible doing that. But I am in the Math with Confidence face group that I will link down below. I see over and over again, is this, you know, too slow? That's always the biggest question. This, you know, I had a son who did BJU Math grade 1 and he was flying through it. And then when we got to a point where we started to take what he was learning to the next level, it was obvious he did not understand it on a conceptual level. He understood it in the sense of, okay, 1 + 1 is 2, this plus this is that, whatever. But then when he had to start using that information in a deeper way, he could not do it because he was understanding how to do math, which I think is how most of us grew up if you went to public school. You understood how to complete math equations, but did we really fully understand what that meant? For me, no. For my husband, no. And for my son at the time, no. This, even though it appears slower, is giving such a firm foundation. My son has been, we are in level 1 currently. We started it mid-school year in 1st grade. He has been doing it, I think we're on week 12 maybe. We've been going at a little bit of a faster of a pace, skipping a couple of units here and there. But he has just started, I can't even describe it. He's learning his math facts so quickly. We don't do any flashcards, nothing like that. And he is just like taking off with the concepts. And so it is very reassuring. And that is why I went ahead and purchased the 2nd grade one, because I feel like the first few years in math are so foundational. Addition, subtraction, you know, all of that is such a firm foundation. And this is just, it is just such a deep conceptual learning experience for them. So I just wanted to throw that in here because a lot of you may be flipping through this and think, well, that's not very advanced for 2nd grade. Honestly, some of the stuff that he's doing right now in the 1st grade is a lot of review, but he's understanding it in a deeper way currently than what he was. So if I were to just hand him a worksheet, he could just fly through it. But if I asked him to explain those concepts, or why we're doing it this way or why we're doing it that way, he wouldn't be able to tell me. But now he can. So I just wanted to throw that in there in case you're just watching this to kind of see a little bit more in depth of this curriculum. As I said, a lot of people are like, is this, you know, it seems really slow, it seems really behind, all of those things. But I think in the long run, you know, your child is going to be understanding it on a much deeper basis. I definitely encourage you to look into Kate Snow. I believe she's Harvard graduate, and majored in mathematics and all of this stuff. So I would definitely do your research. Definitely. I'm definitely here to tell you to do your research and everything like that. I'm just simply showing you the material, but I do want people to recognize that just because something appears slower doesn't mean that it's not deep in its conceptual understanding. Okay, soapbox over. All right, so let's go to the back here. So after we have our lessons, you're going to see your complete memory work list. So every week your children are learning different memory work things. So in 1st grade currently we're doing things like, what are the days of the week? How many days of the week are there? You know, all of that kind of stuff. This year they're doing different things like the sum, the difference, greater than, less than, how many 10s equal 100, 10, how many cents are in a dollar, 100, odds, evens, hours in a day, minutes in an hour, seconds in a minute, AM and PM, midnight and noon, half an hour is 30, quarter hour, 15, so that type of stuff. So it also tells you the scope and sequence of every unit. We have the complete picture book list that I talked about you do on Fridays as your enrichment. Here is a little bit more in depth about your, this is what you'll definitely need in your math kit, and these are some things that you'll want to have. Sometimes it'll say use this and we'll use that instead. So totally just depends. The game lists and boards tells you where those are located. And these are your black line masters that I was mentioning. So here is your 10 frame, your part total mat, your number line, your hundreds chart, your tens and ones chart, thousands and hundreds, your dot array and L cover, 200 chart, your mosaic puzzle pieces, fraction bars. Here is, so if you are outside the US, it's going to give you this so that you can use kind of what they're talking about, because they use that in place of like counters. Your base 10 blocks, so if you didn't want to have to purchase those. And then that is everything in the teacher's guide. So let's jump into the student workbook. This is basically just this. So that one is in black and white. This one is in color. So sometimes there will have your game boards. And again, I'm going to show you where to find the additional game boards and things like that, so you don't have to pull all of these out if you don't want to. But you could easily pull this out and laminate it or put it in a page protector. But it does have some worksheet pages on the back. So here are the first few worksheet pages. And as you can see, they're not overwhelming. There's not a ton of information. You're, you know, doing what you just learned, and also have some review and things like that built into each one. My son likes this for several reasons. For one, he can do them very quickly, so he is able to just do them. He knows what he's doing and he just gets it done. He likes that they incorporate coloring. He likes the fun little things like that that they tend to do. He really likes the games, he likes the activities. He really has been enjoying first grade, and I know he will enjoy second grade as well. Okay, so if you go into the back, they also have a congratulations page so that you can fill that out for your child. So that is that. You will definitely, a lot of people ask, do I need both? This absolutely has everything you need to teach, and then this has your worksheet pages. So I would not recommend just buying the worksheet pages. You definitely are going to want the instructor's guide if you want a thorough, you know, teaching of the math concepts. Those are there for you. So I am going to head to the computer and I am going to show you where to find that information of the extra pages. Okay guys, so there are a couple places that you can go to for more information. The first that I was talking about, the Black Line Masters, extra game boards and printables and things like that, you are going to want to go to welltrainedfind.com. Then you will go to shop our store and go to math, and then you will find whichever level of math with confidence you're looking for. So the one I talked about today was second grade. So you would just scroll to right here under the photo, and it says extended sample, including Black Line Masters, extra game boards, and a corrected lesson of 19. So you can also purchase from here as well. I also wanted to show you that if you go to kateshomeschoolmath.com, so this is the author's actual blog, you will find that if you go to buy books, you can click on the Math with Confidence, and you can kind of see from her perspective how like what's the format, what does a lesson look like. You can download samples, what they will learn during that particular math program, and then the different picture books. Are they ready to start this one? Will there be other grades? Where to buy them? And things like that. And then you can ask questions, and she generally almost always replies. So that is where you can go to online for that information. I will say that we did download the sample lessons, and we did do a few of them. I have started doing that with as many curriculums as I possibly can now, because I have found that that is really much more helpful in seeing if a curriculum will work for my children or not. So I definitely encourage you to download those if you are even the slightest bit interested in this curriculum, to see if it will work for you. Okay guys, so thank you so much for checking out this video today. Hopefully I gave you a good look inside of second grade Math with Confidence. If you have not yet, please subscribe to my channel and give me a like, a thumbs up, so that I know that you enjoy this content and it was helpful. If you're not subscribed, please do so, because it is curriculum month on my channel. Next week, I am going to be showing you our family curriculum for the upcoming school year. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!